help of her 16-year-old mother, Farina, the yet unnamed baby elephant is surrounded by all the other in the herd. This is the third Asian elephant born at this zoo this year, which is great news for the species, which is listed as endangered in the wild. The hope is to be able to one day reintroduce elephants to South Asian forests. But as they say, one step at a time. Right, little girl?
And that's this week's edition of the News Hounds Now Update. That's how we feel on a Friday.
That looks like me getting up in the morning, trying to get out of bed. All right, that's our Thursday, everyone out there, all you dads. We'll see you back here on Monday. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now. And right now, new details on the investigation into the company accused of causing the downtown explosion in Sun Prairie. For the first time, we're hearing their side of the story.
A woman driving down the interstate calls state troopers to help her husband suffering a heart attack in the passenger seat. How they stepped in to help.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us. Eric Franke is off today. For the first time, we're hearing from the subcontractor whose workers struck the national gas line, leading to the deadly explosion in Sun Prairie last summer.
The Wisconsin Public Service Commission held a public hearing today to gather evidence. Keely Arthur is here now with details on the investigation. Keely?
Well, nearly a year after the explosion, which killed Fire Captain Corey Barr, investigators are still trying to piece this together. The big question today is whether or not subcontractor VC Tech violated state law that day by drilling. The company contracted to mark the job site. USIC Locating Service filed a complaint against VC Tech. USIC's lawyers argue that there was no valid project ticket for VC Tech to dig in Sun Prairie and that the company should have filed a new ticket with Diggers Hotline before starting their work. But VC Tech's lawyers say those claims are false and inappropriate.
I start pulling back, and after 40 feet, the workers, they start smelling gas. So
what did you do then?
I stopped and I called 911.
The next day when we were doing the ticket search, over a couple-day period, we had learned that VC Tech did not have a ticket in the area.
The owner of VC Tech testified that the company who hired him to do the work, Bear Communications, told him he was okay to dig and that the lines had been properly marked. If the state finds multiple violations against VC Tech, the company could face up to $500,000 in fines. Now, in a separate investigation, the Department of Justice's Division of Criminal Investigations looked into what caused the explosion and subsequent fire. According to documents, quote, due to the large amount of potential ignition sources present in the area of the explosion, a specific ignition source could not be identified. We will have more on that on News 3 Now at 6.
Kelly, thank you. A Dane County fugitive appeared in federal court this morning after being extradited from Austria. 51-year-old William Guy was arrested in Austria in April of 2018 on federal charges, including fraudulently obtaining a passport. He fought extradition for more than a year and had been wanted in Dane County since April of 2010 after officials say he went on a violent rampage while his estranged wife was leaving him. Months later, he went off the grid while he was supposed to be on GPS monitoring. Today, a judge determined that Guy is a flight risk and detained him. Madison police are looking for 5 armed robbery suspects who broke into a downtown apartment building. Police say just after 8 last night, they went to a 9th floor apartment at the Hub Apartments on State Street. They beat one of the 3 people in the apartment, then kicked in a locked bedroom door and stole items and cash. At least one of the suspects claimed to have a gun, but none of the witnesses saw one.
Let's get a look now at your first alert forecast. Meteorologist Chris Reese is on the weather patio. Chris?
Yeah, it's been a breezy day. The flag behind me certainly blowing around. That's been the case for a lot of folks today, and the winds only increased going into the afternoon. The reason for the increase in the winds, oddly enough, has to do with the fact that we saw more sunshine out there today. Here's a live look at conditions right now. Still a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures right around 77, and those winds coming out of the south and west at 15 miles per hour. more. Upper 70s, the theme for all of us out there this afternoon. Eventually, our temperatures will begin to fall back through the 60s, and we'll see an increase in the chances for showers and thunderstorms going forward tonight and into your Saturday. But when it comes to Father's Day, will you be dodging drops with Dad, or will we begin to dry out? Well, Dave Caulfield will have your full forecast coming up, and we'll answer that question for you guys.
All right, Chris, thank you. 19 fire departments across the state will pick up shifts for Madison this weekend so they can attend firefighter Todd Mahoney's funeral. The 38-year-old was a 9-year veteran of the department. He was rescued in the swimming portion of the Ironman competition and died later in the hospital. His memorial service is on Sunday. Appleton firefighters will be staffing Fire Station Number 1, where Mahoney was recently served. Where he most recently served. A spokesperson said that's a thank you to Madison after their first responders helped cover the funeral of fallen Appleton firefighter Mitch Lundgren last month.
Madison police are asking for the public's help to identify 2 people suspected of stealing a kitten from a Northside pet store. This is surveillance video from Noah's Ark Pet Center in the Northgate Shopping Center. Police say the theft happened around 8:30 Wednesday night. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. The Sauk County Humane Society is asking the community to pitch in to help a dog who they found abused and abandoned on the side of a highway. Jerry is going through surgery as we speak to help him heal from his injuries. Veterinarians tell us he has a broken jaw and will have to have nearly all of his teeth removed. A person called the Sauk County Humane Society after seeing someone throw him out of a car window on the side of the road, but said they couldn't get a description of the vehicle because it was dark.
This is extremely upsetting for us because we are an open admission shelter, which means that we will take any animal, anytime, any condition, under any circumstances. We don't charge a surrender fee. We don't force people to set up appointments to bring in animals. And this dog was dumped less than 5 miles away from our shelter. So what made it especially horrible was it didn't have to happen.
Jerry's surgery will be a costly bill for the Humane Society. If you would like to donate to help cover Jerry's medical costs, you can go to sauchumane.org to donate. Dispatchers play a vital part connecting callers to the help they need in the event of an emergency.
But every so often, they take on a hands-on role as well. Our Madeline O'Neill has the story out of DeForest. Maddie?
Mark and Susan, during a heart attack, your chances of survival depend so much on how quickly you can get help. And since they can happen anywhere, emergency responders say an event this week is a reminder of how important it is to know the steps you can take that will give your loved ones a fighting chance.
123-10-4. Typically, if I'm using my skills, it's in here over the phone. Wisconsin State Patrol.
In this room, dispatchers have the chance to save lives.
123.
Usually, they don't have to leave.
Every once in a while, people stop in, but not like that.
Brian Payne is a dispatcher for the Wisconsin State Patrol.
Best job ever.
His dream job
1127
can put him in some nightmarish situations.
Columbia County received a 911 from a caller who was southbound on the interstate.
Payne's partner took the call Thursday.
He wasn't breathing.
While driving, the caller told dispatch her husband was having a heart attack in the passenger seat and needed an AED. An automated external defibrillator Payne has used to shock hearts back into rhythm before.
Quite a few times. I just happened to be an EMT.
Less usual was where he'd use it.
They pulled up, and we did CPR right in the driveway.
With the help of Payne's dispatch partners' calm directions, the driver made it safely to the Southwest Region DeForest Post, which houses an AED of its own.
It's all about teamwork.
Payne and 2 inspectors were able to get the man out of the car and shock him before an ambulance arrived.
We ended up getting a good pulse back on him.
Another thing that doesn't happen often.
Bringing somebody back is fairly rare. When it does, they have a higher likelihood of making it than not. In this case, he did not make it, but we gave him every fighting chance possible.
It's that chance, no matter how small.
10-2, 10-4.
Payne fights to give everyone who calls.
It feels good that you've been able to give them that chance, but you're also feeling good that you've given the family some hope as well.
State troopers, inspectors, and dispatchers are trained in CPR, something Payne encourages everyone to do. May it be finding a class on the American Heart Association's website or even calling local EMS departments. Now, if you find yourself on a highway in a similar situation to this, not as close to a state patrol post, pulling over, calling 911, and doing CPR can make all the difference. Payne tells me he'd love to see every state patrol officer have an AED in the car, but they're just so expensive that it's not realistic right now.
But every second counts at that point.
Seriously.
Learn CPR and learn how to use it.
Good advice.
Madeline, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, this weekend, expect delays on the eastbound Beltline while crews continue repairs on the bridge over Todd Drive. Traffic will be down to 2 lanes from Seminole Highway to Fish Hatchery Road during the day, tomorrow and Sunday. The DOT says drivers should also expect slowdowns from 7 to 10 at night. The Seminole Highway ramp to the eastbound Beltline will close tonight at 8 p.m. until Monday morning. And new at 5, the DOT has released a new progress photo from the Verona Road project. Right now, crews are working on building piers and supports for the new bridges that will go over Highway PD. In the background, you can see work being done on the Williamsburg Way Bridge. This phase of construction project is expected to be finished up sometime next month.
If you're planning a family trip to the farmers market tomorrow or any other downtown activity, a heads up that you might run into Madison's Naked Bike Ride. It can be hard to avoid because the organizers keep the route announcement generic. The ride is meant to advocate for body positivity and protest oil dependency. Earlier this week, we talked with a sexual assault survivor who says the events are more than an uncomfortable inconvenience. It is a trigger. Just so you know, the ride starts at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Senator Ron Johnson is proposing a change in the regulations for milk in school lunches.
Our Gabriela Becerra joins us now to tell us more about the Milk Act. Gabriela?
The Milk and Lunches for Kids Act is proposed legislation to allow for schools to serve all types of milk, including flavored and unflavored whole milk and 2% milk. Since 2010, the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act set the nutrition standards for school lunches, limiting the options to skim and 1% milk. Watertown dairy farmer Carrie Mess says whole milk actually only has 3.25% fat and has nutrition that kids need.
Full-fat milk is actually pretty good for us. The fat in there really increases our satiety, which the sensation of being full, and that leads to us eating less overall. Plus, kids need those good fats for brain development.
The Milk Act will also require the Secretary of Agriculture to exclude milk fat from the cap on saturated fat in school lunches, according to Johnson. Mess says overall, if this act passes, it will help the dairy farmers not because of the price increase, but because more kids would enjoy drinking milk.
Gabriela, thank you.
Thank you.
And next at 5, immigration and customs enforcement officials say there has been a dramatic spike in the number of people exposed to mumps or chickenpox in detention centers. What they're doing about the problem.
A quick look at Wall Street as we wrap up the work week. Stocks ended up down across the board. We'll be right back after a short break. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has placed 5,200 adult immigrants in quarantine after being exposed to mumps or chickenpox. ICE has recorded cases in 39 immigrant detention centers across the country. It's not clear where the disease came from or how it spread. President Trump celebrated his 73rd birthday today with a nearly 1-hour call into Fox and Friends this morning.
He now says he would notify law enforcement if a foreign government offered up dirt on a political opponent in the 2020 presidential election.
Of course you have to look at it, because if you don't look at it, you're not going to know if it's bad. How are you going to know if it's bad? But of course you give it to the FBI or report it to the Attorney General or somebody like that.
That is a complete flip from what he told ABC News. Critics and even some Republican lawmakers denounced the president's comments, saying it opens the door to more foreign interference in presidential elections. The head of the Federal Election Commission called on Congress to strengthen laws to prevent foreign interference and tweeted, quote, "I would not have thought I needed to say this. It is illegal for any person to solicit, accept, or receive anything of value from a foreign national in connection with a U.S. election." Let's get a look now at your first alert to weather. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has your forecast. He is live on location from the Parade of Homes in Waunakee. Hi, Dave.
It is windy in Waunakee, let me tell you that, here at Kilkenny Farms as part of the 2019 Parade of Homes. But if you listen closely to that wind, you can hear just a faint message in there, and that message is you still have a couple of hours to get over here to Waunakee, to the Parade of Homes, to see the latest in construction and meet area builders, all that and more coming up this weekend. And we'll talk about the event in just 1 second. But first, let's take care of some weather business. So this weekend, not exactly a banner weekend, but still there will be some dry times to get outdoor plans in. This evening, I think we stay dry with temperatures in the 70s, but shower and thunderstorm chances increase into Saturday. I do think by the time we get to Sunday afternoon for Father's Day, that rain does move out. Speaking of the rain, it, as promised, stayed well to the north of Dane County. We have a couple of light showers moving into southwestern Wisconsin right now. Really don't think those will be a big deal, but just have the umbrella ready to go because our shower chances are increasing tonight. That's my advice. And it has been windy basically everywhere you look. Wind gusts of about 35 to 45 miles per hour across portions of southern Wisconsin today. And that wind is going to stay with us tonight. It will be a little bit better tomorrow. Live look in Platteville at partly sunny skies on our Queen P Radio Skycam in this part of Grant County. Moving to Dane County in Madison, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Still a little bit of sunshine on the WISC-TV Skycam. The almanac for today, we reached highs in the upper 70s, so pretty close to normal for this time of year. Once again, starting off this morning in the upper 40s, so another cool start. It won't be as cool as we head into tonight. Temperatures currently are in the upper 70s, no more 80s except for La Crosse right now. So things are in the 60s in Platteville, a little bit closer to that rain-cooled air. As far as our high temperature trend goes, we're actually staying quite a bit below normal over the next 7 to 10 days, especially as we get into Sunday and Monday. But really, we should be near 80 degrees this time of year, and I don't really think we're going to sniff the 80s anytime soon. Tonight, becoming mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, temperatures in the upper 50s. As we take a look at future track, we can in 1 second, we will take a look at tomorrow's forecast, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. So on future track, we notice the clouds continuing to increase as we head into the overnight hours. Also an outside chance of maybe a shower or storm this evening, but I think the better chances arrive tomorrow morning, starting off in the 50s. Keep the umbrella handy. Showers out and about throughout the afternoon. We could see some downpours and maybe some gusty winds as we get into later portions of Saturday. But look what happens as we get into Father's Day. I really think there's a downward trend in that rain, and we start to see at least maybe some peaks of sunshine by the afternoon and evening. So there will be some time to get plans done with Dad. A 10-day forecast. Look at your 10-day forecast. We are cooler on Monday, but dry. The dry weather lasting into Tuesday before showers and storms set up once again for Wednesday through basically a lot of next week. So Once more, we're at the 2019 edition of the Parade of Homes. It's not just here in Wanakee. We have 8 locations, 8 highly desired locations that you can come out and see 28 newly constructed homes all across Dane County. The Parade of Homes gives you a chance to see the newest trends in construction, meet with the highest quality builders in the area. Of course, the Parade of Homes builders. Also, a really cool thing, well, before we get to that, let's talk about when this is happening. So tonight until 8 p.m., the parade will be open, and then Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission is $15. General seniors and kids 5 and up are $5, and there is no parking fee. This runs until the 23rd. It's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. So tomorrow is the first ever Veterans Appreciation Day at the Parade of Homes. So veterans and active military members will receive complimentary tickets to any of the 8 POH sites. And where we are, the Kilkenny Farms site in Wanakee, the VFW, American Legion, and Team Rubicon will be on site and selling food and drinks to fundraise for their local posts. Also, local members of the Porsche Club of America will have their cars on display. So a lot to do this weekend. And of course, Sunday being Father's Day, why not bring Dad out on Sunday to see some high quality craftsmanship? And the Parade of Homes, of course, a Madison tradition. You know what else is a Madison tradition, at least lately, is all the rain chances that we've been receiving. So hopefully we can dodge those drops this weekend, have the umbrella ready to go, but there will be some dry times as well.
And you have a happy Father's Day, new dad.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited.
All right. Next
Thank
at
you,
5, a father in Florida is advocating for more diaper changing stations in men's bathrooms. We'll have more on his new partnership with Pampers coming up. A diaper company's recent survey found 90% of dads have gone into a public bathroom without a baby changing table.
Well, that was the case for one Florida father who took to social media to call attention to the problem, and he's now fighting for change. He sat down with Kenneth Craig.
This is the moment where everything in my life pretty much took a turn.
In that moment, inside a restaurant bathroom, Dante Palmer says an everyday challenge for dads became his new mission.
What's it been like?
It's been mind-blowing. In the beginning, it was just an idea. I posted a picture to get reactions from family and friends. That next morning is when my wife woke me up and said, "Hey, check your phone."
The photo shows the father of three improvising to change his one-year-old's diaper because the men's bathroom had no changing table.
I just get into my Perfect Man squad, threw my son over my lap and began to change him.
The post went viral, and soon dads across the world joined the conversation.
You good?
Lance Summerfield organizes meetups in New York through the website citydadsgroup.com. He and the other fathers say it's nearly impossible to find a restroom with a changing table.
I end up changing a diaper on a park bench, usually on the floor because it's the safest place.
Dante has joined forces with Pampers.
Somebody's got a stinky woo,
which has also partnered with singer-songwriter John Legend on a new effort to install 5,000 public changing tables across North America. But for Dante,
I'm an active father.
It's about so much more.
This isn't just about changing a baby's diaper.
It's not. It's changing narrative. It's changing the image of what a father looks like.
A hands-on parent whose role goes beyond the breadwinner. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
What a great idea.
Yeah, good for him.
Looking ahead, airfare prices are on the rise. American Airlines has increased one-way fares on domestic flights by $5. Analysts say Southwest and Hawaiian Airlines also appear to have raised rates. Those price hikes worry travelers, but investors say it's actually good news and shows there is still demand. Shares of American Airlines, Hawaiian Airlines, and Southwest all surged after the changes.
Colorado has made more than $1 billion in revenue from marijuana sales since it was legalized in 2014. That totals from the marijuana tax plus license and fee revenue combined. Marijuana sales alone have exceeded $6.5 billion. That's a lot of pot. When we come back, we'll have one final check of the forecast.
USA Today has confirmed what many of us already know. One of the best places for cheese curds is right here in Madison.
USA Today asked its readers to vote for the best cheese curds in Wisconsin. Many Madison area places were nominated, but only one rose to the top. The Old Fashioned on the Square was ranked #1. Its curds are served with a house-made Wisconsin beer batter and a choice of dips. Curd girl, it is a
Curd girl.
Curd girl, a cart specializing in Chinese cheese curds. That's it. Took second place. I'm done.
You see, you can't concentrate.
We had
the
the cheese curds on the floor, and Chris took them all away.
I mean, they're still around. They were really good, though. But hey, we'll have rain chances increasing into Saturday. We'll dry out by Father's Day afternoon.
Happy Father's Day, everybody. Have a great weekend.